Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Steph from the High Moon Podcast. We covered a lot on the Michael Irvin videotape that was released, and now for another angle, and this is really more so focused on the Marriott side, and pretty much their fork in the road moment. What decision are they going to pursue next? Do they have a smoking gun of any more information that we don't know about that could be very detrimental to Michael Irvin's lawsuit, pretty much dismiss it and possibly countersue? We don't know yet, still plenty of time. But until we get there, if that time ever comes, right now it looks like Michael Irvin camp is winning. They've been the more public facing, really trying this whole situation out in the court of public opinion. And Marriott has really just been, hey, we released the footage finally. We have the claim of what the waitress or female staff has said, and that's pretty much about it. They've seemed pretty stand-packed on where they're at with their position. But as this continues on, we haven't really gotten much else, and now it's starting to seem like Marriott's is going to have to make an internal decision. They want to continue to defend this lawsuit for Michael Irvin. More details are just going to come out, and is that going to make Marriott look good? Remember, when this is all unfolding, Marriott, the company, the brand, try to step away from this particular Renaissance location, saying that this is locally owned. If you can sue this one, but not sue us as a whole. I think Michael Irvin is suing Marriott as a whole, including this location. Okay. Now, because we know the details from what everybody has seen of the video, I'm not going to get into the whole, even if he did say something that warranted some level of sexual harassment, right? And Michael Irvin is somewhat guilty of that aspect. Then how he was relayed that information was not fair. How he was dragged out of by security or escorted out of to leave the hotel without any real information in real time on what exactly. Michael Irvin is under the assumption that, well, believe he was told that it was for SA. In his press conference, he was like, what did I do? I mean, I played football. Could this be CTE related? He was really concerned that if he actually had physically done something to this woman, he truly doesn't know. But that was never relayed to him on what that was. It was only until later that it's been shifted to sexual harassment. So on that alone, I think that's worth the lawsuit. And by this time, the media has already got wind of it. It's initially reported as SA, and Michael Irvin has been yanked from the Super Bowl coverage. He's been pulled from the NFL Network and the ESPN Network. And still, until this day, he still hasn't been back on either networks. So if Marriott's going to continue and Michael Irvin's camp is going to push, the investigation is going to look really into the staff and really dive into really what unfolded there. To get into whatever, if there's a potential relationship, personal relationships, history of these employers. I mean, it's going to open up Pandora's box, and Marriott's name is going to be dragged on and on. I believe it is in their best case to let this go to arbitration independently, or just let this get settled outside of court for an undisclosed amount and kill this story off. I don't see how this story gets better, really for both parties, but really though for Marriott, right? Because for Michael Irvin's side, they're going to use his past. They're going to dive into his history and use that as leverage and credibility as to give validation as to why their claims against him is valid. Okay. On the Marriott side, they're going to dive into, like I said, the employers, their whole history, everything. And this woman that's in there, I mean, she's gonna end up being front and center. I mean, you talk about putting them in harm's way publicly. So I think it's best for Marriott to change course and settle this as quickly as possible. Michael Irvin, we understand his track record. I've seen comments on the last video, and that's fair. But I think we can isolate the situation and look at it for what it is. You know, it looked like a very opportunistic situation. The fact that the NFL was notified immediately without any type of clarification just looks very bad altogether. Marriott doesn't look good at all. This may not even be Marriott's fault. It could be this particular location, this private location that's under the Marriott, brand, that really screwed up. And Marriott has to defend their spot, their location, their reputation, which I totally understand. But I think for me, it just seems obvious that the best route going forward for Marriott is to simply settle this out of court. Because the more we dive in to these details on what happened, and details of the security officer, his history, details of that manager that was there, details of the female staff, everything. I mean, it's just going to get very, very ugly, and I don't see it really making Marriott look good in any way. Best course of action, I'm gonna say it again, settle this out of court. So anyways, guys, comment, let me know what you guys think. What is Marriott's next best plan, to defend this lawsuit? Or do you think that they should go ahead and settle this outside the court? Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe. And thank you guys, by the way, I reached 500 subs. I really appreciate it. Peace. I'm out.